Roland Emmerich has been doing some interviews and he's been asked directly about Stargate. What he had to say is very, very interesting. Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So Roland Emmerich's new movie, Moonfall, is out at cinemas, and to be fair, it's not done very well. More importantly, he's been asked directly about the Stargate series, and his answers have actually reinforced a lot of what I've been saying over the last few months about the return of Stargate to our TV screens. So, first of all, he was basically directly asked, are you going to return to do a Stargate movie? Because he has been lined up to do one before. His answer was, nah, it's not going to happen. The reason why it's not going to happen, though, is very telling. He said, I thought that the people that watch the TV show are the main focus. Now, that's a really interesting point, because I did a video a little while ago about how MGM was really considering three main options for Stargate. Plan A is a movie followed by a TV series. Plan B, if the sale of MGM to Amazon drags on much longer, they will start with a TV series and then follow up with a movie. This is basically down to how long it takes a movie to be produced and how long it takes a TV show to be produced. Obviously, a TV show is much quicker. And they really have a deadline that they wanted something on our screens by the end of 2023. So if the sale drags on a long time, they're going to want to start with a TV series because they can get it on our screens faster than they can a movie. They want the movie first, ideally, because they really want to build a lot of hype up. Plan C was to actually do a hard reboot. Now, Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin, many years ago, actually when the first Stargate movie came out, always planned that movie to be a trilogy, but it got turned into the TV series eventually. Now, he actually says in this interview that he was offered to do the TV series himself. He actually did look into it, but he said everything that he does has a certain production value, and basically the amount of money they were offering per TV episode, the budget, was only about $800,000 at a time when The X-Files was getting made for over $1 million an episode. So he basically felt, it's not going to be enough money. I don't want to do something that is half-hearted. So he decided not to do the SG-1 series. But his point about the fans of the TV show being the focus for producers really is interesting. And again, underlines what I've been saying for a few months. That they do not want to do a hard reboot of this series. They want to do a soft reboot, a continuation of the story. This really does confirm now that Plan C is out of the window. We will not be getting a hard reboot of Stargate. We will only be getting a soft reboot and a continuation of the SG-1, SG Universe and SG Atlantis series. Now, I did actually tell you in a video a few months ago that Roland Emmerich was actually in meetings with MGM and Amazon executives in November. Apparently, the existing plan for the trilogy was pitched once again to those people, and they were seriously considering doing this, actually having a full hard reboot. I've done a video actually talking about why they thought about that, because, it is a lot easier to do a hard reboot in lots of ways. You've got a lot of canon you don't need to worry about too much. So, in some ways, it's better. But it's not what we want. And Amazon know it's not what we want as fans. But what Roland Emmerich here is saying basically confirms that those meetings actually did happen. Now, I don't know exactly what happened in those meetings. My source at MGM who told me about this just is aware that they did happen. But from what Roland Emmerich here is saying, it looks like these were early discussions. They were sort of putting the idea out there. Roland Emmerich said what he would want, and Amazon basically said no. But there is another reason why those meetings happened. It turns out that Roland Emmerich is still actually contracted to MGM and Stargate. He actually says that if there is a movie or a series of movies produced, that he will have to be involved in some way because he's contracted to do so. Now, obviously, MGM could not trigger that contract. They could decide not to. But if they want Roland Emmerich to be involved in some way, he will be. Now, even though he says he is not going to be involved directly in the movie in a directing or writing approach, and he will have to be involved in some way, but not as much as he won't be show running it, he does actually go on to say that he really hopes they will make a movie and a series of movies. I think he's actually saying this because he knows that's the plan. From the meetings he would have had with MGM and Amazon, he knows that the plan is to produce a new movie. When that movie comes out is going to very much dependent on the sale, like I say. But Roland Emmerich is kind of, if you read between the lines, confirming that actually that is the plan and that is something that they are seriously considering. So, to wrap that up in a nice little bow, Roland Emmerich has basically confirmed to us, if you read between the lines, that a movie is at least being considered. He's also confirmed to us that these meetings did happen towards the end of November, like I reported previously. But most importantly, he has confirmed that for MGM and Amazon, the TV audience, the TV fans, the fans of SG1 and SG Atlantis, SG Universe, are their main focus. So for me, that basically underlines and means that Plan C is completely out of the window. We will not be getting a hard reboot of Stargate. And all I can say to that is, hallelujah. One last thing Roland Emmerich actually did say in this interview with Space.com, though, is that he's not actually considering doing any more science fiction novels, except maybe one. The Forever War has been in pre-production for a very long time. Channing Tatum was actually signed on to do this movie, 7 years ago, but it never happened. Roland Emmerich, though, has said that it is the only science fiction novel that he would be interested in. So, very possibly, we might be getting a Forever War movie, or maybe even a TV series at some point in the future, if Roland Emmerich gets his way. I haven't actually seen Moonfall yet, but I love a lot of Roland Emmerich's previous work. He's a bit hit and miss for me, but as a filmmaker he's great, and I think actually with a source material, something like the Forever War, he could create something great. So, get into the comments, tell me what you think. Am I reading a bit too much into this interview perhaps? Or do you think that actually, Roland is confirming a lot of what I've been saying for the last few months? And if you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, it really helps us out. You can also join the channel and become a fully fledged sci-trekker. Hit the join button. As always, guys, please stay safe, and I'll see you soon.